Most of today is a meditative, and then some moving around stuff. And again, I want to. I'm going to set the stage and kind of give you an orientation, a brief orientation for those of you that haven't done this before. Again, I want to remind everyone that this is invitational. There's no part of it that you have to participate in if you don't want to. There's no judgment about that. The ceremonies are symbolic acts of our willingness to shift in consciousness. I mentioned last week that in the early parts of our Hebrew scriptures, and Peggy mentioned Genesis today. In the beginning, and the days and the nights were shifts in consciousness, right? Because on the first day this happened. In this level of consciousness, this is what happens. Because day and night in that experience really didn't even exist until the third day, when day and night were made. And so this is about our willingness to be aware, to be consciously aware of the consciousness we're in, and to be willing to shift that into a greater, higher good, a more expansive experience of truth. And so one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to release. We're going to practice one of our 12 powers, the faculty of renunciation. Now, renunciation is not rejection. It's not saying, oh, I've got this bad thing in me that I have to get rid of, right? It's saying this no longer serves. And some of those ideas, those beliefs, those habits, those patterns of behavior in the world have served us in many wonderful ways. But then we have that faculty of renunciation. That's this pillar, that we get rid of those so that we can more fully express our other faculties. And when we express all of our faculties, we align with the Christ of our being. So that's what we're headed to do today, not because anything's wrong or anything's bad, but because we have identified in the stillness and the silence a greater truth for us. And so today, as we practice some of these rituals, it's not about fixing ourselves. It's about choosing what we are ready to carry forward. What transformation are we willing to step into in this playground planet Earth? Yes? So what we're going to do is, here in just a moment, Deidrey is going to open us with a song, a meditative song, opening our hearts so that we don't have to resist anything. And we're going to do a meditation. And in that meditation, does everybody have a piece of flash paper? Anybody not have one? We'll get you one. Okay, we'll get you one in just a second, Alyssa. Kath's coming right behind you to get it for you. You can make notes on this about what you want to release, and then when you're ready, we're going to come up this aisle, right? So everybody that's on that side, you're going to go around and come this way so that we have a traffic flow. You'll stand in line here, and one at a time, you can come up here and grab these tongs and take your little piece of paper, and I'll model it for you after I write mine down, but you put it right there, and it bursts into flame, and it's gone. It's gone. Right out of your consciousness. It's that easy to change that. No, it's not. This is symbolic. Right, this is symbolic of us being willing to shift that. Okay? And so that's where we're going to start. And then we've got all these, I know you're looking, you're like, there's a whole lot more up there. I'll get to that. But I don't want to, I want in this moment for us to take a breath. And we settle into this space and we shift our attention to Deidrey and to some music as we prepare for this ritual of release. Deidrey?
release the past and allow the healing power of love into my life. Would you sing that with me? I release the past and allow the healing power of love into my life. Let us sing joy. I release the past and allow the healing power of joy into my life. Again, I release the past and allow the healing power of joy into my life. Peace. I release the past and allow the healing power of peace into my life. Would you sing that with me? I release the past and allow the healing power of peace into my life. In God, I release the past and allow the healing power of God into my life. Once more, I release the past and allow the healing power of God into my life. I release the past and allow the healing power of love into my life. I release the past and allow the healing power of love into my life.
Friends, I invite you to become aware of your breath and close your eyes for just a moment. Settle into your seats with a little more relaxation, releasing the tension of your shoulders and your neck. Just being present in this moment. In this ritual of renunciation, of release, it's not about punishment. It's about our wisdom, our discernment to know that which no longer serves. It's about inviting an awareness of thoughts and beliefs, of habits, of patterns, that at this point, in this moment of now, that we are aware are standing in the way of our greatest and highest good. And so we turn our attention and our intention to that faculty of discernment, wisdom, judgment, not that it is wrong, but that it's time to move it into the compost pile, to allow it to be transformed. And so as you soften in your heart and in your mind, allow to show up what you are willing to release. Not because it's bad, but because you are ready for something that is more true, that is more in alignment with God, with love. with the law that is written on your heart? What am I willing to release? And this isn't about shoulding on ourselves and thinking, well, I should give up this and I should give up that. This has everything to do with our willingness. What am I willing to release? When we should on ourselves, we interrupt our experience of joy. And so we turn to the stillness and the silence, to that illuminated place in consciousness where the Christ is inviting us into a greater experience of love and peace and joy because we have faith. So as you are ready, knowing that you are willing to transform these things, I invite you to write them down, not a story, just a word or a phrase, whatever is coming up, and that you go, yes, I am willing to let this go. And as those ideas show up, make a note on your paper. And when you are complete, those of you here in the sanctuary, I invite you to come up to our bowl and you can toss it into the flame. Those of you that are at home, I invite you to take that piece of paper and either crumple it up and throw it in the trash or tear it into small little teeny tiny pieces and flush it. Let it go. Release it from your life. If you have a fire pit at home, you can set it ablaze as well. So in the stillness and the silence, what am I willing to release? As guided by the Christ within, so that you might experience your greatest and highest good. And again, when you're ready, we will release. See, there's nothing scary about it. So, whenever someone's ready. What a courageous act. Not only to pause and examine our lives, but then to say, hey, wow, there's wax on my shirt. To say, hey, wow, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to transform and to shift. Courageousness. When we release, we create space to transform, to be in a new place in consciousness, to have a new day of creation. And so today marks a conscious crossing. And so, if you don't mind, I'd invite you to take your hands and place them on your heart, to honor the courageousness that it takes to be fully aware. And we know that we're not leaving emptiness behind as we release these thoughts, ideas, behaviors, limitations that we have lived into. But we step into a new room of awareness. And so now, let's turn our attention to Deidrey for another song.
Let go and surrender to the flow. Let go and surrender to the flow. Let go, let go, let go. Would you sing that with me? Let go, let go and surrender to the flow. Let go and surrender to the flow. Let go, let go, let go. Be still and surrender to your heart. Be still and surrender to your heart. Be still and surrender to your heart. Be still, be still. Let go, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. Let go and surrender to the flow. Let go and surrender to the flow. Let go, let go, let go. We're going to be still and surrender to our hearts. Be still and surrender to your heart. Be still and surrender to your heart. Be still, be still, be still. Let go and surrender to the flow. Let go. Be
Let's take a deep breath. If it's comfortable, close your eyes or soften your gaze and just gently settle into your body. Allow your breath to find its own rhythm. Using your faculty of imagination, see yourself standing at the threshold of a new inner space. A new way of being that you have willingly chosen. This is not a place you must earn. It is a consciousness you are ready to inhabit. In your awareness, notice what feels different. Perhaps lighter, perhaps more steady, perhaps simply more honest. And in this place in consciousness, you are offered a white stone. Simple, solid, and clear. This stone represents the consciousness you are embracing today. So I invite you to allow a word, a quality, a single idea to arise. It's not to be forced and not to be analyzed right now. Just a word that feels true. A word that feels grounding. This word is not a goal, it is a reminder. This word is a reminder of how you choose to meet life in this new place in consciousness. Silently name this word now. Allow this word to settle into your awareness. And when you're ready, and when this word is settled with peace and with joy, I invite you to take one more gentle breath and return your attention to this space, to this time, to carry this word with you. And when you know this word and you have this word, I invite you to again come forward. Now, some of you have been around for a while and you might have a collection of Jerusalem stones. Can you get Carol for me and help him out? Thanks, Jerry. You might have a collection of Jerusalem stones, friends. And if you need another Jerusalem stone, you can grab one. But these are the last of the Jerusalem stones. For our friends online, we're having another medical issue here in the sanctuary with another one of our congregants. So I apologize for the pause, and we're all going to collectively take a breath and pray for just a moment. In this moment, of transformation, of shifting in consciousness, of opening to the greatest and highest truth available to us. We align our energies in the truth of divine life, the truth of peace. And so in this moment, we send this truth, this knowingness, this energy to Anir and to Barbara. Knowing that this is unfolding exactly as it should, and while it may be uncomfortable for them, for us, for the world, that in divine mind this is unfolding. And we choose to believe in life, in love, in presence, in power. We hold space for our own transformation because we hold space for the light and the love in Anir's life to transform as his consciousness opens up to a greater and higher good. And with a deep yet gentle breath together, we know the breath of life is moving exactly as it should. And we hold him in space and in love in this moment. And so it is. So we let it be. And so if you would like a Jerusalem stone, I invite you to take a Jerusalem stone. But what I have here is the last of our Jerusalem stones, unless somebody decides they want to open a new business and import Jerusalem stones. But the people that had the company have decided to close it, and this is what we had left. But good news, you have other options. And it's a white rock. It's a white rock in consciousness. But we know that everything that's in consciousness does not always show up exactly as we think it should. And so, is this a white rock? Well, whitish. But whatever rock or tile calls to you, like I tested them to make sure the markers would work. And so the markers work on the tiles as well. You can have a marble tile, or you can have this beautiful tile, whatever it is. And you can write on them. So whatever your word is, whatever the word that came up to you as you were gifted a white stone in consciousness, I want to invite you to come up this way again so we can control traffic and pick the rock that corresponds to whatever you have in consciousness that you want to write your word on. And I want you to grab that rock, and then I want you to grab one of these cards, any color that you choose, and an envelope, and a pen. Oh, it's so complicated. You're going to, once you grab what you want, you're going to bring your rock, you're going to bring your card, and you come over here, you're going to get an envelope. You're going to take a marker, and you're going to write on your rock whatever your word is. It's your word. You don't have to tell us. You can hide it. You can show it around. It's your word to do with what you want to. And then here's something new that we're doing. When you grab your card, write that word on the front of your card too. So when you get your card in the mail later this year, you'll see that word again, and you'll be like, oh yeah, where's my stone? Did I throw it at somebody? Did the cat knock it off the table and it's been under the sofa for a month? Did my dog bury it? I don't know, right? So write your word here, and then you're going to grab a pen and a card, unless you have a pen at your seat already, and you're going to go back, and we'll do another meditation, and you get to write yourself a letter. How exciting is that? And you get to take your rock and your card and a pen back to your seat, And I'll talk a little bit more, not a lot more, because I know we want to eat. If you're at home, I want you to write yourself a letter, and I want you to put it in an envelope, and I want you to self-address that envelope. I need to look at that camera. Self-address that envelope, and then put it in another envelope and send it to me. I'll give you the address later. And then you'll get it back sometime this year. Who knows when? Who knows when the Spirit will move me and be like, oh, it's time to mail this. Sometimes I get a message that so-and-so needs a letter this week. And sometimes it's like, oh, just, you need to send them all now. So, who knows when you'll get it. But it'll come back to you with the word on the front of it. So, self-addressed envelopes. So, the word. Your word. The word that arrived for you as you step towards transformation to receive your highest and greatest good. Because as we learned in our daily word, as we were reminded, it is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. So when you're ready, come and get a rock. And if you want me to send you a rock and you don't live here, then I just need you to send an email to me and I will send you a stone, a blank stone. And you can do that. Or you can walk around your neighborhood and don't steal a rock out of someone's beautiful flower bed, but you might find a rock. What color your card might be representing, you can match it up here on our pillars. Red is light. So, Deidrey, as people finish working on their letters, then I have a few closing words. Could we go ahead and have our next song?
I think you know this one well. As we open up ourselves to newness, to a life that we truly deserve. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Oh, I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done and everything I've ever seen, and everything I've lost or I've won, and everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. Oh, I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Oh, I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love and the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. and to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, get ready, my soul. Yes, get ready, my soul. Oh, get ready, my soul.
Even clapping could not express the amazingness of that, Deidrey. So thank you. Whew. Many mansions. There's another scripture that we talked about Genesis and the days, and those are states of consciousness. We know that that the unity understanding of our scriptures is that every single person, everything in our scriptures, every person is a consciousness that we can inhabit. We can inhabit the consciousness of Mary and a willingness to experience transformation. We can stand in the willingness of Joseph to shepherd love into the world. Everyone in our scriptures is a place in consciousness. And then later in our scriptures, we see that Jesus says, I'll go before you and I'm going to create a place, for in my Father's house there are many mansions. Now, that is not like a big house in the sky, in a big community in the sky. Ooh, my Appalachian came out in that word, didn't it? In the sky. In the sky, where there's a bunch of different houses and there's a homeowners association that you have to deal with, right? Many mansions is about many states of consciousness, many places in consciousness where we can be. And so today you have embarked in a ritualization, a ceremony to mark, I am willing to take responsibility for my experience of this life by intentionally stepping into a consciousness. We have renunciated. We have released those things that no longer serve. We've moved, we turned them into smoke. We transformed them, and when they show back up, because they will, you can consciously go, oh, I released that. I put that into the compost pile so it can, create fertile soil for the life I am creating, the experience I am creating. We know that our experience of life is merely an outpicturing of our consciousness, of the thoughts and the feelings and the energy that we bring into every moment. In one of the books of the Holy Bible that seems to be getting some traction these days, Revelation. Revelation says, and this is in Revelation chapter 2. This is part of, this is the entire verse 17. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches, to the people. To him that overcometh, to him will I give of the hidden manna. I will give him a white stone, and upon the stone a new name written, which no one knoweth but he that receiveth it. And so overcoming is, when we overcome, we are simply releasing those ideas of lack and limitation, those things that limit our experience of Playground Planet Earth. So we have overcome. We, we receive the hidden manna. We receive the substance, the source, the divine ideas that we are calling to us when we are willing to receive them. And so today has marked a ceremony of saying, I am willing to release that which does not serve. I am willing to sit in the stillness and the silence and listen to the Christ of my being to direct me. And we have received a stone. We have written a word on it to remind us of our willingness, of our courageousness to live differently. We've written letters to ourselves. Whatever words you were guided to remind yourself to claim. And so that is what today was about. And so together we are companioning one another as a community of believers into transformation to be the presence of love in the world. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. So again, place your hands on your heart. God is. I am. I think. I pray. I do. I live. I love. And I am a part of a beautiful spiritual community.